Welcome to the channel, my friends. You're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. Drop a comment below because I love reading and replying to all of you. And if you find this video valuable, hit that like button. There was once a man named Marcus. He was strong, disciplined, and a man of principle. He believed in love, in loyalty, and in the idea that if he treated a woman well, she would stay by his side. He had spent years building himself up, physically, mentally, and financially, because he believed that a strong man attracts a good woman. Then he met her. She was everything he thought he wanted: kind, loving, and supportive. She smiled at him in a way that made him believe he was special. She spoke words that made him feel like the king of the world. She told him she would always be there, that he was different from all the other men, that she had never felt this way before. Marcus believed her. Why wouldn't he? She had given him no reason to doubt her. She was soft-spoken, feminine, and carried herself with grace. She wasn't like the women he had been warned about. She wasn't loud, disrespectful, or rebellious. No, she was the kind of woman society tells you is wife material. But life teaches us lessons in the hardest way. One day, without warning, everything changed. She became distant. The good morning texts stopped. The warmth in her voice faded. And then the truth came out. Marcus found out she had been seeing another man behind his back. The same woman who once whispered love into his ears was now giving those same words to someone else. The woman who promised loyalty had betrayed him when he least expected it. Marcus was shattered. He had given his heart away, thinking that trust was enough. He had played by the rules, believing that if he was a good man, he would be rewarded with loyalty. But the world does not work that way. And that is when he realized, trust is not something you give away blindly. It is something that must be earned. And from that moment on, Marcus made a decision. He would never trust a woman based on her words alone. Instead, he would follow a different path. The path of self-mastery, the path of the Stoics, the path of a man who understands the true nature of the world. Why you must not trust women blindly. Trust is a powerful thing. It can build empires, forge deep connections, and create unbreakable bonds. But trust given blindly is not strength, it is weakness. It is like handing over the keys to your castle without first knowing if the person at the gate is friend or foe. The Stoics, great men like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, taught us that emotions must not control us. Trusting a woman blindly is an emotional decision, not a rational one. A man ruled by emotions is a man destined for downfall. Think about it. How many times have we seen strong men fall, not because of war, not because of enemies, but because of a woman? History is filled with stories of great men who were destroyed, not by their weaknesses, but by their misguided trust in women who did not deserve it. Even the Bible warns us in Proverbs 31:30, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. A woman may appear decent, may say all the right things, may make you feel like the most important man in the world, but charm is deceptive. Women are emotional beings. Their emotions shift like the wind, and a woman who adores you today may turn cold tomorrow without any logical explanation. Take the story of Samson and Delilah. Samson was a man of unmatched strength, chosen by God. He was undefeatable on the battlefield, feared by his enemies. Yet what brought him down? Was it war? Was it a stronger warrior? No. It was a woman. Delilah pretended to love him. She used her beauty, her words, her touch to make him feel safe. But the moment she had what she wanted, she betrayed him. She sold him out. The same lips that whispered love were the lips that led him to his destruction. This is not just a story from the past. It happens every day. Men work hard to build themselves up, only to have their lives shattered because they trusted a woman blindly. They sacrifice their time, their energy, their resources, believing that if they provide and protect, they will be rewarded with loyalty. But what happens? The moment she finds someone she deems better, she leaves. The moment her emotions change, her loyalty disappears. Trust should never be given freely. It must be earned. A woman must prove her loyalty through actions, not words. The Stoics taught us that a man must always be in control of his own life. You do not put your happiness in someone else's hands. You do not allow emotions to cloud your judgment. The moment you trust a woman blindly, you surrender control. A real man does not trust blindly. He observes, he watches, he understands human nature. He does not believe in fairy tales. He knows that even the most decent-looking woman is still driven by emotions, by self-interest, by survival. So remember this. Do not trust words, trust actions. Do not trust beauty, trust character. Do not trust emotions, trust discipline. A man who follows these principles will never be caught off guard. A man who understands the true nature of women will never be broken by betrayal. And when you master this mindset, you take back your power. You become unshakable. You become the man she wishes she could break, but never will. Self-mastery is true power. When a man is betrayed, he feels anger, he feels pain, he asks himself, how could she do this to me? He replays the memories, the laughter, the promises. He searches for answers, for closure, for an explanation that will ease the burning in his chest. But the truth is, seeking answers from betrayal is a fool's game. The moment you let a woman's actions control your emotions, you have already lost. You have handed her the keys to your mind, your soul, your peace. And that, my brothers, is the greatest mistake a man can make. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, taught that true power is not in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. You cannot control whether a woman betrays you. You cannot control whether she stays or leaves. But you can control one thing, your response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is the essence of self-mastery. Imagine two men who have been betrayed. The first man crumbles. He drinks, he rages, he calls her 1,000 times, begging for answers, pleading for another chance. He lets the pain consume him. His work suffers, his body weakens, his confidence fades. He becomes a shadow of the man he once was. But the second man, he smiles. Not because he enjoys the pain, but because he understands something deeper. He understands that betrayal is a lesson, not a death sentence. He does not chase. He does not cry over a woman who disrespected him. Instead, he uses the pain as fuel. He focuses on his mission, he works harder, he builds his empire. He improves his body, he trains, he eats well, he becomes stronger. He controls his mind, he does not let emotions dictate his actions. And here's the irony. While the first man loses himself, the second man becomes the most powerful version of himself. And when she sees him again, successful, disciplined, unbothered, she will regret ever betraying him. But by then, he won't care, because he has mastered himself. The Bible on self-mastery. Even the Bible teaches the power of self-discipline. In Proverbs 16:32 it says, "Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city." What does this mean? It means a man who can control his emotions is stronger than a warrior. A man who masters himself is more powerful than a king who conquers nations. You must ask yourself, who do you want to be? A man who falls apart over a woman's betrayal? or a man who takes that pain and uses it to become unstoppable. The choice is yours. So remember, true strength is not about controlling others, it is about controlling yourself. The moment you master your emotions, your desires, your mind, you become the kind of man that no woman can ever break. That is the path of the Stoic. That is the path of a true man. And that, my friends, is true power. How to protect yourself. A strong man does not walk blindly into a battlefield without a shield. Likewise, a wise man does not enter relationships without understanding the dangers that come with them. Betrayal, manipulation, and heartbreak are real. But a man who is disciplined, who understands the nature of the world, can protect himself from falling into these traps. Here's how. 1. Always test a woman's character. Do not trust words, trust actions. If she shows signs of disloyalty, let her go. Every woman will tell you she is loyal. Every woman will claim she is different from the rest. But words are cheap. A woman's true nature is revealed not in what she says, but in what she does. Does she respect your time, or does she constantly make excuses? Does she stay loyal when you are struggling, or does she look for a way out? Does she speak highly of you in public, or does she subtly disrespect you? Does she maintain her morals when no one is watching, or does she act one way in front of you and another behind your back? The moment a woman shows signs of dishonesty, disloyalty, or a lack of respect, let her go. Do not negotiate with disrespect. A man who tolerates a woman's bad behavior is a man who invites destruction into his life. 2. Stay focused on your purpose. Your mission in life comes before any relationship. A man without purpose is weak. A woman can add to your life, but she should never be your life. Too many men make the mistake of making a woman their priority while neglecting their own path. The moment you put a woman above your mission, you have already lost. Look at the greatest men in history. Were they chasing women, or were they chasing greatness? Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire with wisdom and discipline. His mind was set on philosophy and leadership, not emotional distractions. King Solomon, though blessed with wisdom, lost his way when he allowed women to take priority over his devotion to God. Jesus Christ himself never allowed distractions to take him away from his purpose. He stayed committed to his mission, even when faced with betrayal. Your purpose is what defines you. If you lose a woman, you can always find another. But if you lose your purpose, you lose yourself. So ask yourself, what is your mission in life? What are you building? What legacy will you leave? A man who is truly on his path does not chase women. Women chase him. 3. Control your desires. Lust makes men blind. Just because a woman is beautiful does not mean she is worthy of your trust. Lust is a weakness that has destroyed more men than war. A beautiful face, a seductive smile, a soft touch. These things have made kings fall, warriors surrender, and wise men act foolishly. But a disciplined man does not let temporary pleasure make him blind to long-term consequences. Samson was the strongest man in the Bible, yet he fell because of lust for Delilah. David, a man after God's own heart, made one of his greatest mistakes because of lust for Bathsheba. Men today lose their wealth, their focus, and even their families because they let beauty deceive them. A wise man understands that beauty fades, but character remains. Do not let a woman's looks deceive you into trusting her blindly. Instead, ask yourself, does she add value to my life, or is she a distraction? Does she have self-control, or is she ruled by her emotions? Would I still respect her if she lost her beauty? Control your desires and you control your life. 4. Follow Stoic and biblical principles. A righteous woman is rare. The world teaches men to trust women based on emotions, But both Stoicism and the Bible teach us to observe character, not feelings. Proverbs 31:10 says, "A wife of noble character who can find, she is worth far more than rubies." This tells us that a good woman is rare. The average woman follows the world, chasing attention, seeking validation, driven by emotions. But a woman of true character is built differently. She is loyal. She stands by your side, even when times are tough. Respectful. She honors you with her words and actions. Disciplined. She controls her emotions, rather than being ruled by them. God-fearing. She values truth and righteousness above temporary pleasures. Men today trust women too quickly, but a wise man takes his time, tests her character, and only commits when she proves herself worthy. If she fails the test, walk away. If she passes, she is worth more than rubies. Final thoughts. A strong man does not place his trust in words, emotions, or beauty. He places his trust in actions, character, and discipline. Follow these principles, and you will never be blinded by lust, broken by betrayal, or weakened by distractions. Instead, you will walk the path of true power, the path of self-mastery, wisdom, and greatness. And remember, a man who trusts wisely is a man who cannot be broken. Remember, true strength is not about controlling the world. It's about mastering yourself. Stay disciplined, stay resilient, and never let betrayal break you. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and drop a comment below. I'd love to reply to all of you. I'll see you in the next video.